Story time. Long time not story time. So I'm telling you a story. By 2023, 2022, life was so tough for me. Like literally, I've not been in that. I've had down times, but I've never had such level of rock bottom, because there were down times when you feel like, oh, there's hope coming, and there are down times when I was sure that there was no hope coming. Let me explain how down I was. I couldn't refill my gas. Yes, I could not refill the gas we were using to cook, and at a point we resorted to using charcoals to cook. And if you're in Nigeria, you know I use charcoal to cook and all that, because you can't refill your gas. And that was less than, it was like $1 literally, to buy the charcoal. At a point I could not afford the charcoal. Yes, I could not. So how were we cooking? In the morning, because where we were living was like a bushy rural community. I and my children, later in the day, we just come around for little pieces of things that looked like firewood. What that also meant was we could not eat early breakfast, because we can't do that inside the rented apartment. We have to wait, let the daylight brighten before we now cook outside. And it also meant that we can't eat late dinner as well, because you can cook late in the night. And that was how bad things were. And two things kept me going, which is what I want to share for you, which is the reason why I recommend that every lady, every single mom, read the book Single Motherhood is Not a Disability. Within that period, I didn't know what next was going to happen in my life and how life was going to turn out. I am a strong believer of biographies. If you know me, I always look at people's stories, because Bishop Oyedepo says that the secrets of men are in their scars. So I picked up 20 single mothers that I knew that were doing amazing, and I started reading their biographies and their stories. I looked at Lisa Nichols, I looked at Sarah Jakes, I looked at the owner of Telemundo, I looked at Susan Pisoki, I looked at a whole lot of single mothers that are doing amazing. And one of the things I saw that was consistent was that on an average, as the math student, I'll give you average. On an average, every one of them was broke for a period of 1 to 2 years minimum. There were some that were broke for more than 5 years. There were some that's Lisa's own was, when I heard her story, there were some that all of them didn't know. They had all gotten to the point where it was like they were throwing in the towels. So what did I do? I picked up their life and I divided it and segmented it as different pages in a book. I love books. So different chapters. And I looked at my story. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is chapter 2 of Lisa Nichols' story. Yeah, this is chapter 1 of Susan's story. Yeah, this is chapter 3 of Ben Carson's mom's story. And that gave me the drive I needed to continue my journey, understanding that other single mothers have been in this part, and now looking at what are the lessons and the principles that they deployed, that they took in order to move from where they were to where they are, that the whole world is celebrating them. Now, this is part of the things I put together in the book Single Motherhood is Not a Disability. I looked at hundreds of single moms and I extracted the principles of where they were, what did they do, because the journey of single motherhood is different, so you won't follow what others are doing. And when I was able to put those things in place, my finances completely turned around within a year. Now, so the first thing I want you to see is that understand, no matter where you are right now, understand that you're in chapter 1 of Kosin's life, or you're in chapter 2 of Lisa's life, or you're in chapter 4. There is chapter 5, chapter 6, chapter 7, chapter 8, chapter 9, chapter 10. If you throw in the towels now, you won't see chapter 2. You won't see chapter 3. And let me tell you, baby girl, chapter 7 is amazing. Chapter 8 is fulfilling. And chapter 10 is a full-blown recompensation package. So no matter where you are, let me tell you, there's somebody that has gone worse. All you need is what are the systems that work in your roadmap, because every one of us have different blueprints. There's a blueprint for a married woman to succeed, there's a blueprint for a married man to succeed, there's a blueprint for a widow, and there's a blueprint for single mothers. You get the blueprint, you replicate the blueprint, and you're going to have the same. If you're interested in getting the book Single Motherhood is Not a Disability, the link to the book is in my bio. You can easily get it there, and plus you'll be part of our free Single Moms Finance Academy for next year, where we'll be working together to ensure every one of us hits our financial targets. Thank you.